Good morning. Good morning. Am I on? Good morning, and welcome to the 50th anniversary of the European Commission's Open Source Observatory. And if we're celebrating here today, Monica, it's because you decided that such a milestone deserves a special event.
First, good morning, everyone. And indeed then, this event is about acknowledging achievements of open source communities. And with you, I'm sure that we are in very good hands. But this conference is also a pretext to look at how we can move forward and what the future holds for open source in Europe. Just look around the room then.
So sitting here are some of Europe's shakers and makers, movers and doers.
Those who pioneered Europe's open source 15 years ago and are mainstreaming it still. Today we'll celebrate as a community and learn from our collective experience, take inspiration from the visionaries in the room, and jointly think about the next steps. How can open source strengthen our digital autonomy and European values?
So sit back, but please don't relax too much, because this is going to be a fast-paced ride, and we'll need your full attention as you're going to contribute actively throughout the discussions. One way is doing it is by posting using the hashtag OSOR15, which is written somewhere here. There we go. So I invite you to use any social media. Of course, we'll try with open source ones like Mastodon, but until free and open source goes fully mainstream, don't hesitate also to use some of the traditional social media like X and LinkedIn and Facebook. I promise Monica, as soon as I'm off stage, I'm posting myself with this hashtag. Some of the sessions will also be interactive, so we'll invite you to send in questions for the people you see on stage, or maybe even to pitch your ideas to some of the policymakers on stage, and we'll try to present your ideas to the policy makers. So in order to do it, if we can push the Slido page already live, you may want to take out your phones, and that is true for both of you watching us online on the website and here in the room. So if you're watching us on the website, you will have a little frame right next to the live stream with this screen. And if you're here, you either scan or you go to slido.com/OSOR15. And this is just an icebreaker question so that you keep the page on your phones and you know where to find it later on. And I see that Linux is popular in this community. But I see also that only 8 people have voted so far. So let's see. Let's give it another second. OK, 11.
11, so please. Continue. We are waiting for your ideas.
No, please keep it on the screen.
No, please keep it on the screen.
Yeah.
We want to.
This is a test for the audience to see that they're with us.
Yeah, we also want you to work with us. It is about community and collaboration working
31.
together. So please contribute.
They're coming in. They're coming in. Let's give it another. So apparently there's a 40 seconds delay between us and the people watching. So we're asking them, but they need also to join in. And yeah, they're coming in. There's almost 50. So I suggest just keep that tab open on your phones.
And we continue.
And we continue.
We continue. So, we will start with some welcoming words from European Commissioner Johannes Hahn. Unfortunately, Commissioner Hahn wasn't able to join us in person due to his many commitments, but he did send a dedicated message that I'd like us to watch together now.
Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a special occasion as we gather to celebrate the 50th anniversary of OSOR, Europe's Open Source Observatory. The Commission established OSOR in 2008 as part of its strategy to encourage knowledge sharing on use and reuse of open source software, supporting active cooperation amongst European administrations. Since then, the Observatory has become a trustworthy knowledge hub and has seen a remarkable expansion of its community of experts and enthusiasts. It also responds to calls from member states, encouraging the use and sharing of open source solutions in the public sector, most recently through the Strasbourg Declaration. Open source solutions play an important role when it comes to achieving interoperability by default. That is why OSOR's existence has always been intertwined with interoperability policy. It has traditionally been supported by the EU interoperability programs. Today, OSOR is an established part of the Digital Europe program under the Interoperable Europe umbrella. And I'm delighted that just a week ago, the European Parliament and the Council of the EU reached a political agreement on the Interoperable Europe Act. This regulation prominently recognizes open and reusable solutions as vehicles for digital transformation. OSOR's content will help facilitate the implementation of the Act through sharing of open source solutions, which ultimately results in enhanced collaboration between public administrations. Interoperability and open source solutions are important ingredients for achieving digital sovereignty. We must be able to safeguard the privacy and security of our citizens. We need the capacity to manage technological complexity, and we need to be able to independently verify our IT systems. Open as a principle and open source as an approach help the design of trusted open public services. So I count on the continued growth and success of OSOR and its community. I see it as an important element in implementing the Interoperable Europe Act. Congratulations to OSOR for its remarkable journey, to its contributors and its community, to all of you, and of course, congratulations to the finalists of the OSOR Award.
Thank you, Commissioner, and indeed awards will come later this afternoon. But before that, I'd like to invite Director General for Digital Services, Ms. Veronica Gaffey, who has 20 years who has 20 years experience within the EU institutions and almost 20 years experience also in the Irish public sector. You're now a pivotal figure in steering the Commission's toward a more interconnected and digital future, so we're eager to hear your vision for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And can you hear me? I think you can, yeah. You make me sound very old, huh? All of a sudden. Good morning, welcome everybody. It's great to see you all here at this, if you like, birthday celebration, 15 years of the Open Source Observatory. So a very warm welcome to our esteemed speakers, Minister Alexandra Van Huffelen and UN General Secretary's Envoy for Technology, Amandeep Gill, Francesca Bria, who will give our keynote speech later on, and everybody else who will be on the various panels throughout the day, and to all of you, the participants, as well. I want to give my heartfelt thanks to the Open Source Observatory team and all the supporting teams for their exceptional contributions to running the observatory and for organising today's conference. And a special acknowledgement to the volunteers at the exhibition stands. Thank you too. As you know, the EU has an ambitious digital strategy. The key pillars of our plan are cutting-edge digital infrastructure, a secure and ethical digital environment, digital skills, and 100% of online key public services by 2030. We are investing in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and 5G networks. This digital transformation must benefit all citizens and all businesses in harmony with European values and with an emphasis on data and technological sovereignty. For this to happen, we need clear rules and guidance at European level. In the area of legislation, we are taking action on rules to introduce the European digital identity wallets to safely access public and private online services, the Digital Services Act to make very large online platforms take responsibility for protecting their users. The EU is involved in working on an AI code of conduct, and, as the Commissioner mentioned, the Interoperable Europe Act, which sets the framework for public sector interoperability. All of these are must-haves to build a digital landscape at the fingertips of citizens and businesses that is open and inclusive. To be ready for future digital challenges, we need to adapt and reshape our organisation. We in the Commission have our own digital strategy, and though the landscape of technology solutions is ever-changing, it is clear that open source stands out as a key to adaptability and innovation. It equips us with the collaborative tools we need to navigate future complexities to ensure we remain at the technological forefront. And that's why I have asked the Commission's Open Source Programme Office to start on the next iteration of our open source strategy. It will build on the successes up to now, including internal synergies through code-sharing practice, building code.europa.eu, the platform where we increasingly share our software solutions, and creating a strong network of peers in the member states to harmonise everything that comes with developing and distributing open source. The political agreement reached on the Interoperable Europe Act just a week ago is also a significant achievement for the EU's and the Commission's digital strategy. The Act will help strengthen collaboration between public administrations, it will create user-centric public services, it will encourage reuse of solutions, and it will promote innovation to address the multifaceted challenges faced by the public sector. The role of open source and the entire ecosystem around it will be key here, especially for developing open source interoperability solutions for cross-border public services in collaboration with GovTech actors. I count on the open source community to support the implementation of this regulation. Above all, today is about the collaborative spirit that defines our commitment to open source. We harness the power of open source technologies because we value the collaboration, interoperability, innovations, and savings these technologies will bring. And this is not only inside the Commission. Look at the Commission's Next Generation Internet Funding Framework, which has financially supported close to 1,000 open source based development projects. And also look at recent and upcoming European Commission-led projects in data spaces, healthcare, cloud services, and machine learning, where open source is a crucial requirement. It's inspiring to witness the European-wide synergies that emerge when diverse talents unite to use advanced technology for the benefit of all. These collaborations demonstrate the strength and the potential of cooperative innovation. Today's presentations are shining examples of such cooperation. For 15 years, the Open Source Observatory has reported on the growth and innovative impact of open source in EU public services in countless news items, case studies, and country reports. Thanks to this, we now know the direct link between an increase of contributions to open source and growth of GDP, and how this helps to create ICT startups. The Open Source Observatory reports on large implementations, like the Gendarmerie in France, but also on tiny ones, such as a single Ubuntu-based internet kiosk in a remote town hall. It aggregates examples from municipalities and ministries, but also hospitals, schools, courts of justice, on the use of open source to manage roads, waterways, entire electricity grids, or to keep track of municipal tree maintenance. It also follows policy development and procurement practices in all member states. OSOR's reporting proves that open source is creating a more efficient and interconnected public sector. I'm looking forward to the next 15 years of the Open Source Observatory, which promises further exciting developments. Later today, we will hear about the projects that are nominated for the Open Source Awards. Having glimpsed behind the scenes, I assure you these projects are really exciting. Narrowing down 90 submissions to today's nominees was a real challenge for the jury, and it showcases the incredible achievements within our community. The complexity of these submissions is also a testament to the dedication of those involved in these projects. For most of the world, open source is invisible in our day-to-day lives. However, for us, it is undeniably visible and critical. It quietly supports the infrastructure we take for granted, and it is woven into the fabric of our digital existence. So with today's nominees and winners, we also acknowledge the interconnected and indispensable role of open source in creating our technological landscape. I wish you a great conference. Thank you very much.